my name is Samuel and welcome back to another video where today we should be taking a look at the set 70639 Street Brace of Snake Jaguar, which does include 308 pieces, 2 minifigures, and this did originally retail for £25, $30 and €30. And this set, honestly, I think is really awesome. And this, of course, is from the sort of controversial time period for Ninjago when we had the new movie designs in the physical products and also in the animated show, of course, Ninjago, which is honestly really weird to think it's nearly been 4 years, 3 years and 3/4 roughly. It's honestly absolutely insane. Like, I remember getting this set, I believe, alongside the Temple Resurrection and the Samurai X versus Kilo set, or Kilo versus Samurai X, one of the variations of that way round. But yeah, it honestly is just absolutely terrifying, really, how fast time is going, especially now that I'm getting older. It's just really going there. So yeah, definitely, if anyone's younger, mate, most of the time it really goes quick. But yeah, this honestly is a really good Ninjago bike set, and I know that there's never been, like, there's quite a lot of like mixed opinions on these sets, but for me, I've always really enjoyed them. I don't think there's really been a Ninjago bike set that I've been too disappointed with, and this one I think is a really good one. I've always liked this feature, which is pretty cool. You've got like the eagle here, the of course falcon for Zane, which is what it calls, sorry, not an eagle. But yeah, this honestly I think is a really awesome set. So let's jump into taking a look at the minifigures and then the build itself. So starting off with the minifigures, we take a look at Zane. You can see what he looks like. This, of course, is the Sons of Garmadon / Hunted outfit, because of course what happens is his outfit does get destroyed, and if we quickly just show you, these minifigures are practically the same, just the fact that the other one's more battle damaged and repaired. But you can see what he looks like. Honestly, I think it's really cool. The printing for the belt is really not that good on my version, but yeah, you can see what he looks like. He looks pretty cool. He has the back printing and everything. If we quickly remove this, you can see that he has the back printing here, which I think is really neat. You can see that there he has the logo, which is covered up a little bit, which I actually think is kind of a unique idea that they've never really done that before. And taking a look at his face print, this is the one that we've seen for a while, but this was the first time that we ever got it, and for me personally, it was the first time. Or for some people it might not have been the first, but for some it would have been, which honestly is just really weird to think about. But yeah, that is the Zane minifigure with the bow and arrow, which, can I just say, I don't like how the quality of this look is literally just getting really just damaged and that, but yeah, that is what it is. So that is the Zane minifigure, which I think is really good. So then taking a look at Mr. E, who actually we all thought was going to be the quiet one, or potentially, which of course he wasn't. He was also going to be Mr. E, and he wasn't, and he does speak his line backwards, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, taking a look at Mr. E, you can see what he looks like. He honestly is a really neat minifigure. The printing is really cool, and the fact that he's like another Ninjaroid as well. Sadly, it wasn't Echo Zane or anyone else that we would find out his real identity if there was one. But yeah, you can see what he looks like. I think his head print really reminds me of the Overlords, which maybe it could have been the Overlord, but unless they brought him back and changed it, I don't believe they would do that. But yeah, you can see what it looks like. The jumping print honestly looks absolutely incredible. Like, I think this is just a really well done minifigure. But yeah, that's what he looks like. Now let's quickly taking a look at him with the Oni Mask of Vengeance on. This looks absolutely incredible, and this is by far, I think, the best reason to get this set, I would definitely say. So the fact that you get this torso piece, like the upper part for, well, that they do for Garmadon, but for him it looks absolutely incredible. And the fact that he grows an extra pair of arms, I think, is honestly really cool that the masker does that. I always wondered, would it do that to other characters? So could you have like Kai with 4 arms, or Lloyd? That could have been really awesome to see. So yeah, I think that looks really cool. You can see what the mask looks like. The Oni masks I thought was a really cool idea. You can see what it looks like. But yeah, that is what Mr. E looks like. Honestly, such a cool minifigure. So starting off by taking a look at Zane's bike, you can see what it looks like. Straight off the bat, you can tell that honestly it's got quite a lot of the pieces in the middle, and it honestly looks a little bit chunky. It thins out quite thin here, but it honestly I think is a little bit too chunky in the middle. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing you can really do about that. But taking a look at the sticker, you can see that annoyingly there's actually quite a lot of just like dust and all that around the edge, which is annoying. But there you can see the side, which honestly it looks pretty cool. But there you can see, just again, there's just so many parts in the middle there. You see we have a stud shooter, of course you just press that and then it pops out. Here you can see what the bottom of the set looks like. Honestly, not too much, which is just with the reverse plate, which looks okay. Then we have this element, which I generally refer to as like the Kai Fighter one, as it does pop off a lot, or Zane's Ninja Copter set from 2014. But yeah, taking a look, it honestly looks really neat. You can just see all the elements in that, and this bike honestly I think is done really neat. And there is actually a few transforming features. So for example, one, you can simply move these forward, and the idea is that when you do it on the other set, let's quickly do that, the idea is that they can sort of like ram into each other, sort of like jousting. Well, I guess it's not, but you get my idea. That's sort of what it reminds me of. You can see we have the katana, which for some reason on the other side, side. My one was like really crooked, so I don't really know what I did to the blade, but that is what it is. But you can see that there, which honestly, that looks okay, a bit flimsy, but it is what it is. But now the cool feature is actually what you can do here. So for example, if you was doing this, you can at least put that out, or you can simply just pull all of this off. This is literally meant to be like Falcon. This is one of the last variations that we've seen. Well, as you know, telling a lie, I believe you saw it again in Master of the Mountain. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. You can see again just some dust. It's quite annoying really how the dust is stuck around. You can see it on that wing as well. So yeah, this honestly I think is a really nice like design for the Falcon. You can see has the katana, but then going back to the bike and seeing what it looks like without it, it still looks okay. Sort of like an engine kind of area. It looks like, see that little logo for Zane, and you can see the jumper stud that it does go on, and you can see that there's also the little fuel gauge and the speed dial, which honestly looks really neat. But then you can see that there's actually one problem. Now this is the big problem with me. This actually doesn't fit on Zane's back because of how this element is. You would actually have to rip all of the back off, like, well, at least that tile, and that's at least 4 pieces for the flag here, which there you can see the flag. Honestly, I think that is a large disappointment, that the fact that you can't, you know, fit Zane with his element on. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But to me, it just doesn't look as good. Zane minifigure really doesn't. But yeah, you can see what it looks like. Again, there is the element on the side. They have got that print, which I think that print looks really neat, and you can see it on that side. So yeah, it definitely looks a little bit better, I would say, without this. But yeah, just reattach it. You can see what it looks like. And yeah, that's what it is. And if you want to put Zane in there, he's actually only held on by that element. There you can see what it looks like, which honestly, it's kind of a nightmare that it does come apart like that. And I am finding that, I guess, because it's getting a bit older and, you know, gets a bit creaky, that it does. And there you can see the control panel, which honestly is quite hidden. But yeah, that's what the Falcon looks like. Honestly, I think that's really neat, and I think Zane's bike is pretty cool. So yeah, that is what Zane's bike looks like, and that is the other side of the flag, which is pretty awesome. So taking a look at Mr. E's bike now, you can see what it looks like. Straight off the bat, you can tell that we have some purple highlights, which you really haven't seen since rebooted, and I guess Season 4 Tournament of Elements, but still, nevertheless, it's really nice to see. You can see what it looks like. You can see that we have the blades, which straight off the bat, we have this cog, which the idea with this cog is that you're simply just meant to slip it forward with your thumb or your finger or whatever, and it is meant to just be these blades that, like, you chase after Zane or something like that, which honestly is kind of insane just how it looks. You can see the purple side, and that you have a sticker there, which looks pretty cool. You can see you have Mr. E, have the chair, which you can sort of impose it to how you want it to fit. Though the flag here is actually a really disappointment, because you can see that we have it one-sided, which means you can't really display it from this side because it's got that and it doesn't look as good. I guess you can flip the flag around, but still, that's not really the point. It means that at least one side won't be. Maybe they could have done a new piece, but it's not really a big problem to moan about. Not really. You can see we have like that chassis piece for like the planes, which is kind of weird to see. But yeah, you can see that we have the grill piece, we have some stud shooters, and yeah, you got this sticker here with some fangs, which honestly looks pretty cool. Sort of reminds me of the Vermilion a little bit with how that is. We have a purple light at the front, which I think is really neat. Again, we have that side element with the sticker and the saw blade, and yeah, it looks really cool. Which then, taking a look at the bottom here, you can see that we have another purple translucent element, and yeah, you can see what that side looks like. That sticker looks pretty neat. And then taking a look at Mr. E's seating area, there you can see that we have the handlebar. You can see we have like the fuel gauge and everything. Yeah, I think that honestly it looks really neat. You can see we have the handle blade, and yeah, I think it's done really well. You can see that we have got a seat here as well, moving the handlebar out of the way. You can see we have the seat and everything. I think that looks really cool. It's a nice area, though it's a bit weird why it does dip in, because they don't have toes and they can't like move their bottom of their feet down there, so I don't really get that. But yeah, I think it's really nice. So it is a pretty cool detail, I have to admit. But yeah, that's really it for Mr. E's bike. There isn't as much to show, but I mean, it's pretty cool. You've got the katanas there, which I just gave him the spares, but I mean, you can just add those in to his hands as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Honestly, I think it's a really good bike. The fact you've got the playability to it, the durability, I guess is okay, but it's a bit hard to tell because it is an older product. But then you've got the katanas, so yeah, I think it's a really nice build. Now let's go on to the last little build. We've got the mini build, and then we'll go on to my final thoughts. Which then, taking a look at the little side build, which I've actually kept in storage for like a few years now, really, it's just an inaccurate little build, which I'm not really a fan of these. You can see what it looks like. It has a Nexonite body piece, the little robots and everything. So yeah, it's really cool. The main idea for this piece is really just to put the extra body piece for Mr. E, or if you do switch him out to this version, you'd put his visor, helmet, and his shoulder pads here, which is generally what I do. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Honestly, it's just a neat little build. But then again, if you want to see what it looks like, you can put that here, which you do actually put his head with it. So that is pretty interesting. Maybe this could have been a concept idea in the show due to the fact him being a robot, maybe. But there you can see what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. Has some more katanas and everything. So yeah, that is the nice little build that they do include, which I guess is all right. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. Overall, I think this set is a really good set. I really like the features of it, especially this one, the saw blade. I think is really neat just how they've done it with like the cogs there, really simple. And yeah, I think it's a really good design. I like the fact that the bike is quite unique here. Though my only problem is that this one, especially Zane's, is just seems a little bit chunky and a bit weird, like the proportions. It just seems really silly when you look at Zane, but I mean, it still looks pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, it's honestly not a bad set. I think this is definitely a really good one. I've got fond memories of it as well. The only way I believe to get that version of Zane, because he comes with like a silver shoulder pauldron, I believe, in the 4+ set. So yeah, what do you think of this set? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. It honestly is pretty cool, and I would definitely recommend it if you like what you see here. You like all the features that I definitely would recommend picking up at some point, though. Apparently its value's gone up quite a bit, which is honestly a bit insane. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and until tomorrow video, see you there. Bye for now.